Hello, beautiful survivors. How are you? This is Karina from Stroke Surviving the Odds coming to you. The show's mission is all about moving forward past events of the stroke, helping you to reclaim your life and reclaim your identity. If you're watching this, you are most likely seeing this video cast on YouTube. So make sure you hit that bell and you follow, that way you don't miss any time that my amazing guests come on. And today is no exception. I have John Loomis with me today. John is actually ready, willing, and able to step out of his comfort zone. It is time. So I'm not going to give you a big babble. I'm going to let John tell you all about his beautiful journey, his ups and downs, and where he's at right now. Sounds good?
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. John Loomis, for being with us today. It's a long time we're trying to get together.
Yeah, been a while.
It's been a while, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, I would love to know about John the man.
Okay, I'm a father of 6 kids. I've worked most of my, I've been working since mid-teen years. I had kids early on in life, so I had to make sure I could provide family and take care of things. And every place I worked my way up to management, and I changed jobs and do the same thing again. And I just sort of stuck in management after that for many years, and led right up to where I was actually working the day of my stroke. So I was involved in my
Did you
kids.
start working again after your stroke? Did you start working in management after your stroke?
No, I figured the management and stress had something to do with my stroke, so I stay away from the stress of life.
No. Got it.
So I just, you go through each day, and you have a different perspective about life after your stroke, and it's changed me. I mean, all my kids, I said I was, a butthead most of the life to them. I was very strict on them and very hard on them to make sure they would excel in life, and I've had to back off on that a little bit on myself and still be able to excel in life. And they've seen a big change. They just tell me all the way I used to be and the way I am now, and it's a totally different person, but I'm still their dad.
Of course, of course. Do you have grandkids?
I have 9 grandkids.
Oh my God, congratulations. Wow. Well, congratulations on the kids and the grandkids. I think the grandkids have to do also with softening up grandpa.
Oh, they run me over, yes. And my daughters have said, so if I had done that when I was a kid, you would have whipped my butt. I said, it's okay, relax. And they start laughing, going,
Yes.
really, Dad? I said, yeah, really, it's okay.
Oh my. It kind of makes the kids a bit jealous, right? Jealous of the grandkids.
Yes.
I know, it was the same thing. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe you have 9 grandkids and 6 kids. That's amazing. And when you were in management, what were you specializing in? What were you?
I did a lot of manufacturing, supervision, plant supervision, a lot of high stress stuff. I always went through each day. Okay, how did today go, and how can I make tomorrow better? And then a lot of the stuff I went through, and as far as processes and stuff, I would make changes and make things and try to make things better. I would get feedback from the individuals doing the positions or working in the field or driving trucks and tractors, and get some feedback and then to make some changes as they felt was different, because I'm not the one doing the actual process, they are. So I try to get as much back from them as possible.
That's good. That's good. So you're a born leader to begin with, John.
I wasn't that way for a long time. I mean, until I was in my mid-20s, I was shy and backwards. I was not this out front person, and people go, "You were what?" I said, "I was shy and backwards," and people don't believe me nowadays. If you go back to my early 20s, you would not think I was the person I am now.
The stroke does that to many of us. It goes from making us extroverted. So you were introverted before. You were very stern, very diplomatic, and You know, everything had to be perfect and all that. And now you're a little more chill, but also extroverted.
Yes.
You're very, did you develop your, how can I say, many stroke survivors, we lose our filters.
Oh yeah, that's definitely been gone for a while. I never really had one for years. I mean, with the kids like they were, I mean, I was involved in scouts, baseball, football, soccer. I usually had to step in a coaching position and work with the kids, and so for a long time I would do things outside the house and always be busy, not besides work, and it developed anymore. And then when I had the stroke, it dropped me from doing anything. And now I've worked my way back up to it. I've helped out with some soccer a little bit. I don't have the skills I had before, but I'm definitely trying to get back into it again a little bit more. And I'm trying to get my daughter to coach.
And now your daughter's a coach. You taught her. You see, you led by example.
I'm trying to get them there. Trying to get them there. They're just like, yeah, we're not sure yet. I said, go for it. I got your back. Go for it. Try it.
That's good. That's a good dad. That's a good dad move.
I mean, I'll be behind you. I'll help you out. I'll show you what I know or what I've learned and how it helps you out. We'll just go from there and have some fun with
it. Okay. Excellent. And I'm guessing you're married?
Yeah, well, not now. I'm divorced now.
Okay. Okay.
But all the kids are grown. My youngest is 26. My oldest is 40. 40. I just turned 44.
And you're a young dad, man. Because you're a handsome young fellow.
I started young and then just stuck with it, and I don't slow down. And my kids, they've known not to try to slow me down. It's not going to work.
Well, you know, I'm very complimentative. I figure that women love to have compliments. We need to hear our compliments. And I think that men don't get enough. So I think if what is good for me, I like to give it to others. So I hope it's okay with you. Yeah, I'm just stating the obvious.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, I've looked at that too with working in the field with both men and women, both genders out there. It's like, you worry about crossing the line on a comment, but it's like if somebody's wearing something nice or somebody you could tell they've lost weight or something, speak up and say something. You know, pull them to the side and say something. Don't embarrass them or something, but speak up and tell them.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, you think I lost weight, you know, they may not have been even trying to lose weight or change their appearance, but they did.
It happens.
Let them know, male or female, either one.
Yeah. I agree. It's like there's a few men that I know, a few friends. I'm known to go karaoke every Friday night, you know, every now and then. So I don't have many friends since the stroke. I keep my circle tight, but I know a lot of people. And like now, I recently cut my hair from longer to shorter, and some people, some men and women that I see, oh, you cut your hair. It's always nice to see. I even have a stroke survivor, Stephen Albright. He's going to be here next week. He's going to be a guest next week, and he said that to me, Karina, did you cut your hair? That's like, wow, thank you. Yes, yeah. That's nice. So, okay, tell me, are you up to telling us, to bringing us back in time a little bit and telling us your story?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, I'm good.
No, I'm not saying it. You're saying your own story. I'm here for you.
How far back do you want me to go?
Well, tell us the story of the stroke. To bring us back to when the stroke happened. Because I need to tell you this. Our viewers and our listeners, they need to feel like they're not alone, right?
I agree.
And they need to see that this man, John Loomis, is doing it. He stepped out of his comfort zone. He's doing what he's got to do. If it's good for him, it must be good for me. So that's why it's important you share your stroke story.
Good enough. I can do that.
Floor is yours.
I was right before my stroke. I was running a small trucking company, and I thought myself I was invincible. Nothing was going to take me down. And then the day of the stroke, I found out differently. I was sitting at my desk, and I just come in off the trucking dock and just sat down and was talking to a couple drivers, and there was only just another gentleman and I that actually ran the office. So the drivers had left, and I sat down, and my hand felt a little weird. And then my son called and wanted me to help him change his brakes on his truck that weekend, and I answered him back. He goes, "Dad, I can't understand you." And I repeated what I said. He goes, "Dad, I can't understand you." And I said, "I'm just tired, Cody. I'll talk to you later." And he goes, "Okay." Well, I felt the sensation in my leg felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. My arm felt like it weighed 2,000 pounds. But then when I clicked in, thinking, okay, speech went. He couldn't understand me. So numbness in the left side, speech. I just had a stroke. So I took my computer screen and changed the font to real large font size and wrote stroke because I was married at the time. My wife was coming to visit me for lunch, and I didn't know what was going to happen next. I don't know if I was going to pass out or anything like that. So I just concentrated on deep breathing, and I've got to just sit and deep breathe. She'll be in here in a minute, and then we'll decide what to do. And she walked in. I just pointed at the computer screen, and said, "There it is, right there." And okay. So she said, you get to the vehicle. I'll just take you straight to the hospital. And I couldn't stand up. I could not stand up. I couldn't walk.
Okay, so at that moment the stroke happened. It was you knew that that's what happened. Did you know about the fast?
I knew about some of it. I was a volunteer firefighter and EMT for the local town I live in, so I knew some of it, and I knew what things to look for. And that's why I said the numbness. I was thinking heart attack, but then when the speech went, I knew stroke. There's two signs there right away. So she told the other guy in the office to call an ambulance because I just had a stroke, and she called the ambulance. They got there and said, "We can't get the gurney into your office. Can you step outside and get on the gurney?" So I actually got up and walked out of the office, and walked and crawled in the back of the ambulance. There was no gurney.
I guess it.
And then
wow, you must, even though were you scared?
Once I realized it had taken a hold of me when I got back to the ER. And they said it was a stroke in evolution because it was the blockage was there, and then it would let go, and then it would show up because they'd check me every 10 minutes, and I could hold my arm up, hold my foot up, and then 10 minutes later I couldn't hold nothing up, no strength whatsoever. So they said it's a stroke in evolution. And I didn't, I knew, being a paramedic or EMT, you had elderly people have strokes, and you sent them off to the hospital, and you knew they came back home, but you just thought they sat and watched TV all day long and passed away within a number of years. I did not know what could happen next. And so, yes, I was scared. I was really scared of what life was going to be. And I didn't.
And what happened next, John? So now they said the stroke is an evolution. They see the blockage. Did they give you drugs? Or it was too late?
They hadn't given me a check for the blockage yet. They said it was still, they wanted to give me the neurologist said, I can give you the clot breaking shot, but if you have a brain bleed, it's going to make it 10 times worse.
So it's going to hemorrhage.
My decision was just let it go. I'm not going to take a chance to injure myself even more. If this is the damage that's going to happen, hindsight looking back, I should have taken the shot, but didn't know what was really going on yet.
And you didn't know if you were going to survive, right? Or if it was going to become a very major brain bleed.
Yeah. And then they took me down, did the scan, says, well, it's actually a blockage. Then actually, so that was on a Thursday. And by Saturday, I'd lost the full use of my left side. My hand and my leg were gone by Thursday.
Wow. Okay. So it was very gradual.
Yes.
Okay. You see, some people, I thought actually that the stroke, and it's very gradual. Wow. I have to tell you, you're saying this and I have chills. Even though I'm a stroke survivor, I never cease to be amazed by people's stories of surviving their stroke and how it happened. So my reaction when I say, like, I really can't believe I have chills right now. Really, I mean, and it's funny because I don't know if it's like that for you. I'm just gonna pause you for a moment. When we have a stroke and when we are in survival mode afterwards, we don't pay so much attention to what's going on. We're just living, we're just fighting for our lives.
Very true.
So for me, to be able to hear stories, it's a reminder of where I was, and it humbles me. And it really does. Whew. Okay.
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
it
Go
humbled
on.
me. It humbled me right away when I didn't know you could come back from a stroke. I'd never seen or heard a story of anybody ever doing that because it's nothing you didn't really hear about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody goes to the hospital, they come back home, and it's usually, as we always thought too, was something happening to the elderly and not so much the younger group. And we're finding out more and more and more how much it's happening to the younger people, and it's that disturbs me the most.
When was it again? Can you give me it's a few years back, huh?
December 26th, 2013. Day
2013, okay.
after Christmas, I started
Wow.
rehab on January 1st, 2014.
So I'm just flabbergasted right now as you had the stroke, and instead of getting either the same or slightly better, you were getting worse. So I can just see your mind, how you were like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know what life could be after that. I thought it was all dead. I thought I was done. And then
How long were you in the ICU for?
I was in the hospital for 5 days, and then they
Okay.
kicked me out and sent me to rehab.
Wow. Okay.
And
were you in a rehab for a long time?
They had me set up for 24 days. I completed the program in 19 and was sent home and started outpatient rehab.
Okay. Okay. And can I ask you right now, like, after all this time and this work that you have done, I'm guessing your rehab was physical, very physical?
Both my therapist, my OT, and my PT were very physical and very hard on me. My OT being the hardest, she explained to me that no one is to help you. You figure it out yourself. And that set my tone on how I was going to recover. She swears she never said it. But no, you said it.
And what part of you, it's funny because we're all affected more in different areas than others. Other than physical, were you affected speech-wise, aphasia, or cognitively, or emotionally? What was affected?
They said where my stroke was located, that was next to my emotional center. So the on-call psychologist was very concerned that my moods I had a bunch of mood swings, which I didn't have. So I finally told him, I'm done coming to your office. He goes, yeah, you're fine. I said, I need to be on the floor out there doing physical exercises to get better. I said, I'm fine myself, no problems, but aphasia, I'd say maybe a slight touch of it that shows up after 2 or 3 days, maybe not being in contact with people. I mean, I notice my work schedule now is a Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, work Thursday and Friday, off the weekend. Well, originally I was doing a Friday off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but by Sunday I realized my speech was a little bit off and maybe slightly slurred because I hadn't been speaking as much for 2 days. So I split my schedule up a little differently. So I work around a lot of people, so I get a lot of contact with people, a lot of discussions going on, and it keeps my brain turning all the time. But I still suffer from a little bit of aphasia from there, and cognitively just a little bit. I mean, sometimes I can explain what something looks like to a T, but I can't tell you what it's called. I can't figure that name of that product. It's like it drives me crazy. It's like I know it. I can tell you what color it is, what it's made out of, and where it's sitting out in the store. but I can't tell you what the name of it is. It drives me crazy.
I think it also has to do, hold on, you're being tough on yourself, John. Okay. I think we're pretty close in age. Okay. We're in our 50s. Well, I know I am. How old are you?
62.
Oh, you're still in your 50s. Okay. You're still in your 50s. So I think that we have that as stroke survivors, we have that little weakness, right? But our age also plays into account. So when we add a little bit of each, it adds up like a significant amount,
Yes,
you
it does.
know?
And then
And were you affected emotionally?
I can cry on the drop of a dime. I went to my
Still
son.
now?
Yeah, I can't block it. I can try all I can to block it, and I can't block it. I used to breathe through it, and I used to be. My kids, they said I was stone cold all the time. I didn't show any emotions for a long time. Now I can't.
Okay.
I can't stop them.
Hmm.
My son graduated basic training down in South Carolina, and I hadn't seen him for like 6 weeks. And he walked up in the stands on Family Day, and he just looked at me because I couldn't hold it back. I was just pouring down my face. And he goes, "You cry worse than my mom does." I said, "Thanks a lot, I appreciate it."
Yes.
But it's hard, and I learned the story of the behind the writing of the national anthem of the United States, and that story is stuck in my mind. And every time I hear the national anthem, I start to tear up. And my kids will be standing next to me, going, "Are you crying? Are you crying?" Yes, the tears coming down my eye. Yes, it's crying. Okay, I can't hold it back. It's a
And did you have laughing spells at the beginning? Did you have laughing spells?
no more than normal. I mean, I'm usually a prankster.
Really?
Yeah, I'm usually a
Oh
prankster.
my God. I had laughing spell galore. Oh boy. But now crying is the one thing that gets me really going, even when I'm walking the dog and I'm thinking about my daughter. She's the only thing that gets me. So I try to avoid thinking of her wedding or thinking of something that brings me back in the sentimental version, because I know for sure I'm going to be bawling in the middle of the street. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, I love that, John. And why do you think that is? Why do you think you get crying emotional when you're happy? Why do you think the logical reason would be for that? That's, you know what? That's the most beautiful thing that I've heard today and in the last few days, you know? And it also has to do with the fact that, well, you do know that I'm a coach, right? And that I've done studies in that. And I think that a big part of it is that we are appreciative that we did get that second chance to see our children and our grandchildren accomplish X, Y, and Z, and we are witness to that. So my goal right now is not to make you cry. My goal right now is to make you feel normal, because I'm like that. So you're making me feel normal. You know, is it? That's beautiful. I think that what you're describing is, in a lack of a better word, is the beauty of having a stroke. That is probably the only beauty of having a stroke is being able to witness things. You know, I went as far as this, John, and I dare you to try this. And any of you that are watching this right now, take a pen and paper, just chill, be in your own mind space, no distractions, and write down since you stroke what you have you been able to witness. Okay? And it could be the eclipse. It doesn't have just to do with our children, right? It could be from trying a new recipe to seeing an eclipse to seeing a rainbow, you know, things that we witnessed. And I came up, I sat down, I did the work. I sat down, and for me, it came up to 49, 50-ish, okay? Things that from the top of my head, I got to swim with dolphins because I have a bucket list. I swam with dolphins. For me, that was huge. Um, going and seeing piña, you know, in Cuba, the piña, the trees, the pineapple trees. You know, for me, I wanted to see that in real life with a machete and cut them, you know, and I got to do that. So, you know, there's so many things. So really take that gift for yourself and you'll see how precious things can be. Love it. Yeah. I love I see you stepping out of your comfort zone when you say that from the man you were, and that's the contrast I think people need to understand and need to see who they were and who they are now. And I want people to see the evolution. The old John would not have probably, you would have just seen a barn. The old John would have just seen a barn. Oh, they should tore it down. And now you see the beauty of it. You know, I love what you're saying. I love it. Thank you for that. That's a beautiful gift, John. And what can I have to ask you now, it's the second time you talk about what the kids do, what the grandkids do that the kids could not do. I have to ask you, what is it? No. Little rascal, they love it, huh? Wow. Do you cook? Yeah. Okay. And that's something you didn't do before. You would grill, but you would not never do anything else. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, you want to laugh? Never made a turkey in my life. Wow, look at Grandpa. Wow. Wow. Well, I really, really enjoyed our talk. I'm inviting you anytime you want to come. I'm gonna make a hole for you. We're gonna make some time, and we can just chit chat and maybe eat some mashed potatoes. You make your batch, I make my batch, and we eat our mashed potatoes together. Okay? Uh, I thoroughly enjoyed our time together, John. I'm really happy we got to see each other. Any final word you want to tell to stroke survivors right now? Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. What a beautiful final word. I love it. Thank you. Guys, you have been watching Stroke Surviving the Odds, the podcast, but here on YouTube it is the video cast. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, you ring the bell on YouTube, and you follow our Facebook group, and you contribute as in communicating and sharing your story and make new friends. And notice how you are not alone. With those final words, we both want to tell you thank you, and we love you. Bye. So I close.